Hey guys, I'm finally back from a very long trip. It was a family trip to Europe that was planned a long time ago. I wish I could delay it so I can talk about the balance patch. Sounds kind of weird, I know, but I really wish I can. I brought every single piece of equipment on the trip with me so that I could try and make video at night when we are done with, sightseeing and stuff. But every single hotel in Europe that I was in, not the 5-star one, the cheap one, got shit Wi-Fi. I mean, the hotel was not expensive, so... But still, why did every single hotel had very bad Wi-Fi? So I couldn't even load this, let alone upload the video with actual recording and whatever, right? But anyway, I want to talk about the balance patch a little bit. I play with every single one of these units. I watch replay of the stuff that I don't have, so I have a better understanding of the balance patch. I would not read word by word because I'm pretty sure you guys got the gist of it already by now. So let's quickly talk to you guys about the balance patch. In short, I think is pretty ass, not the best, of course, maybe even worse than average, because the reason people like to give is, hey, we are getting SWC final, so they don't want to shake up the meta much. I don't understand what's the point of that, to be honest, right? We're not going in with like a super fair and balanced esport. So shake up the meta a little bit. Not like any whale in that tournament care about, I don't know, their RGB unit getting a bit of a change because they can adapt immediately. They got the brain to be in SWC. They got the box, the money, the runes. They have everything to adapt to whatever change they like to give in these balance patches. So giving an excuse to have like a mediocre balance patch is kind of sad because the next one might not be big anyway, right? You never know. And I think every time for every balance patch now, I scroll down to try and look for the awakening, to look for leader skill, because those are actually more exciting. We even had like stat change in the previous balance patch recently to give more speed to certain unit like Segment or Cigar and make them much more viable, even though it's like a 3-speed increase in the base speed, which can really make a huge change. But this one, there isn't any of that. The last 3 lines are like description and animation, which should be in a different text, or like that is like quality of life kind of stuff, not balance patches, because this doesn't affect balance. Anyway, so in the LD5 section, because the balance patch is also written in a way that has been quite consistent, like the last line will be 4-star unit, the top will be the LD5, and the middle will be the RGB unit, but sometimes they have LD5 in there because they change the skill of a water unit that affect the light unit, for example. So for the LD5 buff department, because they did not nerf any single unit in the balance patch, which is kind of sad to see because we have like Oliver, Gianna being the top of the top and very strong domination in the whole meta as a whole. And we don't see any change to that. And they're trying to go like the roundabout way, trying to buff other unit to counter that, but not sure if that's going to work out because somehow Oliver, after the huge buff that he got, and after many nerfs that he also got, and after many counter that has been introduced into the game, like Masha, Gio, Fire Megumi, and all that good stuff, they also have to buff other unit to counter the counter of Oliver, and in turn, they made the counter to the counter of Oliver really strong. Things like Shiho that will destroy the counter to the counter of Oliver. And now Oliver's back in the top because he is so freaking strong. And we don't see any sort of change to that. Hopefully the change they make to the other unit will be good because that is what we can hope for, right? Honestly, a lot of balance patch changes only really shine when we actually play with a unit for like a month and people discover, ooh, this certain combination is really good. Because when we read these lines, most of the time it is a one-liner that can be disappointing, but when combined with 3 other unit, it becomes a pretty good thing. Anyway, the LD5 section, minor changes, and that is what they have been doing recently as well, which is like, this number is a bit low. Let's give it another 10-20% to whatever number, like the stun enemy of Sky Surfer Light from 50% to 80%, not even 100. They are allergic to consistency in this game nowadays. But Sky Sapphire Light have better chance to stun now, which is okay, I guess. Cannon Girl Dark, because everybody build Dark Cannon Girl as a speedy bruiser with additional damage and artifact that can strip as well. Pretty much like a Zeratul without the self-immunity and self-healing part. So they give her speed scaling, but nobody really build her like a speed crit rate attack kind of build, which will truly make the speed scaling really shine. So a lot of people have been saying that her damage kind of go down for some weird reason, or stay the same. Not really anything crazy. And you can only really enjoy that if you have a speed buffer, like you have a Laura on your team, because I don't think we have a lot of speed buffer in the meta, except for like the Wind Twin Angel, the Laura, that kind of stuff. We do have attack buffer in the form of Jogun nowadays, but not a whole lot of speed buffer. And then Devil Maiden, kind of funny that they didn't really give her any extra effect, just shot her cooldown, which is not really a problem with her transformation anyway, which is that she doesn't really fit any role, any actual niche like a damage dealer or debuffer, so she's still pretty much the same unit. Dark Dragon will now gain an extra turn easier when he skill 3, which is also not really the problem with the unit, I think. So I'm not sure about that one in particular. The Fire Dragon, just way too freaking good. Spectre Princess Win. So effect added, when you gain a turn with more or with a lot of HP, you can share your HP with the ally. So she probably will be buffed slowly to be like a defense unit in arena defense, because she allows your team to survive better. But maybe she'll get there, maybe not. Maybe she'll be dot to death. I don't know. They need to really buff anti-dot unit so that she won't be dot to death. But maybe sometime in the future she will be there. Spectre Princess Light will now be a better unit against debuffer, but she was already a very good unit against debuffer. The problem with her is that she doesn't provide the value like other anti-debuff unit, namely the Wind Exhausted Association Hunter Aya, Juno, or Josephine. Why are they so popular? Because not only they provide anti-debuff mechanic to the team, they also provide a lot of value in terms of damage or control. This unit doesn't do that. And the attack bar that you give can be counter. And if the other unit are still stunned, people can just like wait it out and still kill you anyway. So I'm not sure if that's going to bring her to light. She's like a ragdoll against debuff com. And debuff com are really, really crazy nowadays. But people are also shifting to like single target damage or single target control, because AoE debuff are just so hard to play when people last pick Aya or Juno or Josephine. So I'm not sure if she will find a niche, but definitely not going to be like those spammable LD5. I think stun is still a very popular debuff. That's why the unit like Kovachi, not Kovachi, the Dark Kovachi is very, very popular, because that thing provide Zenisec, provide heal and damage as well. Chimera Water, lame. Chimera Fire, I also play with that. Not really that cool, because what I really want out of the unit is the consistency of the revenge and not the extra damage, because the damage I don't think is the real problem. So that is like a very big damage boost for the counter, but only if the counter happen. If it doesn't happen, then sucks to be you. Chimera Win, get the stun. So that is pretty cool to be more consistent. That is what we want, consistency. So I hope that the Chimera Win will be used, but then the base speed is not fast enough to be a turn 1 stun. So still going to be like a unit that require buff to be truly good. But the single target snipe are just way better with ignore defense unit like the Water Siri or the Sonia. So using this guy is still kind of troublesome. And there's so many anti-stun unit. Mage Win will survive a bit better. The theme, once again, just a little bit better. But this one is a bit more unique. Next up, we have the Water and Dark Jin getting 50% attack bar when the attack crit. So you get 100% attack bar, so better turn cycling for more damage, also lower cooldown. So all these Tekken unit are getting buff, and the collab is not even ending yet. It shows that the Tekken unit are so garbage that they can't wait for the collab to end to buff them, which it's just sad to see, right? That every time we have a new batch of unit that get introduced into the game, they are always about 60% done, or they made the unit and they look at all the numbers and just deduct half the value of everything. so that they have shit to put into the balance patch when they have to do the balance patch, which is kind of sad to see. And maybe we are getting the real version of these units, or maybe in 2 more balance patches, some of these will be very, very good. Paul Phoenix skill 1 will now strip and provoke. That is really good. That is getting close to the Chandra tier where he stripped into stun in the skill 1, which is actually really, really good. I think the Paul Phoenix will shape to be the strongest family in the Tekken collab slowly. Like the fire one can strip, provoke, can boost attack bar, can stun, can do very, very decent damage. I think they are getting somewhere there, okay? Somewhere, but maybe not quite yet. Paul Phoenix water, I love this change. Paul Phoenix fire, also love the change. A lot more damage, and the water guy is a lot tankier. The wind guy, I'm not too sure. Maybe that is the anti-Oliver tech that people haven't been using. Maybe not. Nina Williams, lower cooldown, that's fine. Hwarang, the water one, can decrease attack by ignore immunity. I think that works on a Chroma too, which is really, really cool. But he's not fast enough to be a turn 1 contest unit, so it doesn't really matter. And in a long fight, it's not like a bruiser unit, so it will die very easily. Not a huge fan of that yet. Hwarang Wind will get more damage. I think if they give like Water Hwarang Speed Awakening, that attack bar reducing thing, he will get like 119 base speed. He will have one job, which is to reduce the attack bar of a unit turn 1, which can be very strong for that one particular purpose. And then his skill 2 doesn't really do much. His skill 1 doesn't really do much. And then he will still be not very, very good. Wind Gojo, I love this change. People say that it's not good. They like invincibility. No, you don't. I fucking love the self-defense buff because it's 2 turn. He doesn't need a defense buffer in the team anymore. A lot of defense buffer in RTA are dead weight. They're not really good, except for Laura, which I don't have, so I don't care about. But a lot of other defense, but even Wedgeat are not exactly meta because it's a dead weight pick. So him being able to do that himself, very good. It lasts 2 turns, which means the second turn that he performed the attack with a skill 2, more damage. Love it. So I love this change a lot. And then we have more the small changes. Water Yuji getting a shield that is not very cool. Water Nezuko getting stun immunity. I mean, I guess. I don't know about that. I think the strongest Wind unit I fight in Siege nowadays are like Wind Zenitsu, which one-shot her, or Wind Bayak, which dot her and kill her. Doesn't really stun her. So I'm not sure if this is gonna mean anything. A lot of collab unit. They will be meta. Just takes them a while. Fire Nezuko get a bit more damage. Don't even have her. Don't even see her. Don't even fight her ever. So maybe a bit more damage will be good, but probably not. Water Zenitsu will decrease cooldown of your skill whenever an ally falls under stun. That might be good. He can spam skill 2, which is a very good skill. That might be good. Might bring him to like the top anti-stun unit are like the, what do you call that thing? Fire Monkey King? No, that thing is the past. The Light Pumpkin is the current top one. Maybe this will make him on par with that because he can also defense break and he buff his own speed. Very cool. Dark Zen will get extra attack bar instead of dot. That is very good for turn cycling, and he's an anti-stun fast unit. Very good. Wind Tanjiro will get threat state. Dog shit change. I love the stun before. I use this guy on video. If you watch my video, you will see me use this guy from time to time, and I said I really like this guy. I'm not joking, by the way. I really like the Wind Tanjiro in Siege because he's fun. He awakens to accuracy, and he can stun, which makes sense together. Now he has one debuff, which is the buff on skill 1. He awakens to accuracy. They need to change that to crit rate or speed so that he can, I don't know, do more damage faster, better. And you gotta be a bit tankier to take hit. But if you're fighting like support unit, the threat state can be very good because he get free bar, he get free attack buff. But I like the stun a lot. I'm not too sure on this one. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he will be good because 3-turn threat state and immunity, cool thing. Indra, Fire, Wind, Light, double hit. Love it for the Fire and Light one. Really love it. Make them a real unit. The Wind one got too strong, get reverted, lame. Draken Warrior, still not very good. Draken Warrior Light, self-healing, Still not very good. Valkyrie win, get more damage. It's okay, I guess. RNG stuff. If you like RNG and gamble your life away, risk it for the biscuit, like the great YDCB would say, then you go with her. She can be very fun sometimes, but she's not used a whole lot because of the RNG. Valkyrie Dark, grant heal block to all enemy. Oh my god. That is kind of good. Kinda. Okay, kinda. Fire Demon will now have irresistible dot. Might be really good as well. With the anti-cleanse. Might be really good for Cleave. But is he very usable? Not too sure, but he's good. Wind Demon get a bigger shield. Fire Demon do a bit more damage. Hacker Win. People say he got nerfed because he reflect 50% damage now, not 100%. So I only use this guy to reflect Zerath. So before, he would reflect the last attack or the attack that kill him. So if you multi-hit, you kill through that. Now he can survive multi-hit, but reflect less. I feel like that 50% is just kind of sad. I feel like it should be like 75%. I'm not sure if you can still use him to counter Zerath. You don't see Zerath very often anyway, but it's kind of lame. Should keep the same value. It's not even like a popular unit. It's just a niche, like one-trick pony thing. Let the one trick be good. It's so weird. Like they do this kind of shit, and then they randomly buff a Nail D5 to heaven. And then this kind of one-trick pony get half trick. I don't know. Nailstone Agent get recovery. The 4-star buff are usually not really crazy. Nailstone Agent Water get a shield for 3 turns. The Fire Nailstone Agent can heal if there's no debuff, but then you bring her to cleanse debuff most of the time. So most of the time you don't even see the heal. Is alright. And then it's guaranteed that she attack together with the team instead of like up to 3 random allies. So her cooldown is guaranteed to go down. Hopefully that's going to work really well for her, but she's not very meta before. Probably not going to be very meta after. Cyborg Water is like, increase the cooldown of the enemy skill by 1/3 of the target attack you during your turn. Has lower attack speed than you, but are you really building her to be like giga fast? I'm not too sure. But maybe she can be a great water tank. Maybe. Because LD Siege 4-star towers are all LD. So I'm not sure if it means something, and they're all very, very fast anyway. They all have Asher in there as well. Maybe she can tank some wind thing. That maybe. I don't know. The Fire Cyborg became the best defense breaker in the game because I think the attack can become irresistible if you hit a certain condition. So the effect cannot be resisted if the target has lower attack power than yours, and the attack will not land at a glancing hit if the target defense is lower than yours. So you build her with like speed, attack, defense, and in your cleave come you buff attack power, and you will land your defense break all the time, regardless of the enemy element or resistance, which is really, really cool. So she can be a very great defense break setup if you're planning to have a fun cleave com. Wind Cyborg will now do more damage, which is kind of cool. And Melanin Cookie get damage increase. Like, why does this even show up? Like, why does it matter? Who cares about that? But then all the Choco Knight skill 1 are very strong. So maybe that help you with your farming team potentially. Overall, I wouldn't say the meta is going to change at all. There might be some more fun toy and siege, but overall nothing would change, and that is pretty much it. What do you guys think about the balance patch after a couple days playing with the balance patch? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.